35.1. Okay, it is January 1st, 2018. So we should talk about predictions for the new year and maybe some New Year's resolutions. I guess I'll start off. Since we're doing politics, we have an election coming along in about 310 days, the midterms. And I don't know if the Democrats can win back both the House and the Senate. I doubt it. But generally, midterms mean a gain in seats in the House and Senate for the party that's not the president's party, especially when the president has not great poll numbers. So I'm guessing that the Democrats will narrowly take back the House, and the Senate the Republicans will continue to have a narrow majority.
Let me respond to that, because I actually think I have something to contribute here.
Okay.
I don't know why they're making such a big deal about this election coming up, because it's true that the party outside of the White House in the president's first term usually wins, except for in this case, it's the Democrats that have more seats at stake.
Well, they're definitely in the Senate.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, if they've got more seats at stake, they're the ones that are the underdog.
Which is why I said they probably won't take back the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think of 33 seats that are up for grabs, Democrats already hold 25 of them, so they have to hold a bunch of seats, and they can't, and there are only 8 Republican seats up for grabs. A third of the Senate runs for re-election every 6 years, and this time around it just happens to be 3/4 almost, or more actually, seats held by Republicans.
Yeah, so in the Senate, you guys have a real problem.
Yeah.
And the other problem is that the House is the people's house, and so it's the gauge of how people are feeling. And in February, they're going to open up their paychecks and find that they got more money than they normally do, and they're going to be feeling pretty good.
Maybe the bill was written so quickly, but yeah, a lot of people will. I mean, tens of millions of people will find a little extra money in their paychecks. On the other hand, tens of millions of people may find that their health care, the payroll deductions for health care, have increased, and they may not blame the Democrats because the Republicans have, as part of the tax bill, gotten rid of the mandate, which penalizes you if you don't have health insurance. And without that, health insurance costs may jump up by 10% or more.
They can't get much worse than they've already gotten.
Well, no, they actually can, because under Obamacare, the rate at which coverage has always, the cost of medicine gets more expensive every year. And before Obamacare, coverage got more expensive every year. Under Obamacare, most policies increased in price at a slower rate than they did not under Obamacare.
Well,
they increased by like 4% on average, as opposed to 8 or 10% in years previous to Obamacare.
Well, that's something to be proud of, huh?
Well, I mean, we live in an age of better and better medicine. And better medicine, I'm sure there's waste in the medical system, but there's also like expensive ass stuff that actually like saves people's lives, where people just went ahead and died before.
Well, but my My point is that the employers will have less pressure from Obamacare, and they'll be able to hire more people. So they're going to have, so there's going to be more employment. The stock market just added $5 trillion to the economy. So there's going to be more people hiring. There's going to be more businesses opening up. There's going to be more people getting money in their paycheck. And there's what I'm offering you, Rick, is peace and prosperity.
Yeah.
So I really don't know why you think the Republicans are going to lose anything in the House.
Well, because historically everybody does. I don't know when the last midterm election was where the party with the presidency didn't lose seats. We could look it up, but let's not. I mean,
no, I agree with you. It happens a lot unless things are going well,
Yeah.
and they're going well. Right?
well, let's talk about that, because unemployment is at 4.1%, which is close to some kind of minimum practical unemployment rate. I don't know exactly how it works. Also, the last time there was a massive tax cut under Reagan for corporations, it didn't lead to a spike in hiring. It led to more, it led to a better stock market because there were stock buybacks and increased dividends and junk like that. So,
And did this Democrat propaganda that you read also add that we had 7% growth one quarter under Reagan?
okay, that's a lot of growth. But anyway, a lot of this is a wait and see. We have a little more than 10 months. And yeah, it's going to be the 2018 election is going to be a referendum on the tax cuts and on Trump.
Oh, and by the way, I forgot. You know that individual mandate? What that means is there's a whole bunch of poor people out there like myself that aren't going to have to spend $1,000 on health care that we did not ask for. So that's another $1,000 I save. And there's a lot of other poor people that are going to say, gee, I don't have to spend an extra $1,000. I got another $2,000 tax cut. I got more money in my paycheck.
Well,
the stock market, if I have any stock for the company I work with, is going up. And there's also a greater chance for me to get employment. So why would they vote against that? Because Trump colluded with Russia?
No, we'll see how this actually works out for people over the next 10 months.
Okay. Did you have another point you wanted to make, Rick?
Well, I mean, we can talk about, though we end up going around the stupid mulberry bush. You actually have mulberries. You eat fruit. Okay, we're breaking.
And roll.
35.2. Okay, so we don't need to go around the mulberry bush about whether what's going to happen with Trump and Russia. Also, Lance actually eats mulberries, so there are actual mulberry bushes out there for people to go around.
They're very nice.
Okay. Lance believes that Trump-Russia is going to turn up nothing. I believe there's a chance it'll turn up quite a bit, but regardless, it's going to be an issue in the next year, whether it turns up nothing or something. And we don't need to argue about it at this point. Though I would like to mention that, while everybody for the past year or 2 years has been kind of all angsting out and being polarized about politics, the world has quietly been advancing in non-political areas, in science, in medicine, in technology, and those things have more potential to transform the world over the next few decades than which party owns the House or who sits in the White House. By the time we get to 2040, well, there's some people who believe in the singularity who say the world is going to infinitely transform in the 2040s. And I don't believe that, but it's hard to argue against the world becoming much, much different in the next 25 years. Things are going to get weird and better in a lot of ways. We might end up beating most forms of cancer. There should be a lot of really specialized medicine and gene therapy to wipe out most of each of the major diseases. And so you, people our age, we may be able to live into the 2040s and still be some semi-muscly, complainy old Jews.
I was dating a woman. We were very serious about each other. We were going to get married. And she actually made me promise that in the future I would take Viagra if it became necessary. I think she meant a week from then, but if 30 years from now or 100 years from now I have to, I will do that. So for me, the Viagra challenge is really the one of the more exciting innovations of medicine.
Did you know, this is just off topic, but apparently in some towns where they make boner pills, they don't sufficiently control for emissions, and a lot of people get involuntary boners from the boner pill fumes.
Wow. So that's what that factory is that opened up next door. All right. Well, by the way, you said emissions.
Yeah. Well, what are you? Yeah.
So I think that I'm very excited. I realized the other day that I was very excited about Trump. I actually believe that Trump is going to turn the country around. He's going to save America. It's a pretty safe bet that those evil liberals on the Supreme Court are going to, one of them is going to die or retire, hopefully both. And when that happens, we're going to replace her with a conservative. And
well, hold on there, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who seems to be one of the more fragile liberals, she was good friends with Scalia. I don't think Scalia wished her dead. How can you wish her dead if you're...
I'm not advocating the violent overthrow of the United States government, by the way. Just
no, you just want her to die.
In case anyone is listening,
yeah, but
in case anyone in YouTube land wants to come and send the Secret Service here, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is very old, and what I recall about her was that she said that she thought our Constitution was obsolete compared to the South African Constitution. That's one of the things she mentioned, and I haven't liked her much since then. But the fact that all of our Supreme Court justices got along doesn't mean anything to me.
all right.
But no, I think he's building up our military so that we're going to be able to dominate the world militarily, which I'm happy about. I want America to be able to dominate the world, and because America's the only country I trust with that kind of power. And I think that Trump is turning back all the bad things. He's starting to cause trouble for these states that want to be sanctuary states. I'm going to make a prediction. 2018 will be the year of the wall. He's going to start hammering away at that wall. And one way or another, that's going to be in your face. So either he's going to get it done. What he really needs...
Well, hold on. Is in addition to spending a couple billion on the wall, are we going to get couple hundred billion for infrastructure that's not the wall? bridges that are dangerous and getting D- in terms of safety?
Well, he says he wants to do that. To me, that should be a local issue. So, you know, if you're taxing people like they are in California, you should pay for your bridges. My
The
concern is
feds
we
have
get
always,
the wall.
I mean, he was saying 200 billion for infrastructure.
He
Other
is,
people
I
have
know,
said a
he's saying
trillion.
it. I know.
So what, you don't want the feds to fix any frickin' bridges?
I don't. I think that whenever the feds do things, it's twice as expensive as when the states do things.
Yeah, but you know what's good?
What?
Whether it's twice as expensive or not, or even if it is or it isn't, is having fixed frickin' bridges.
All right, bridges. I have no opinion on. What I want to say is that the wall will start construction. There's only one thing that can stop it: Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. Because what they really need to do is say, look, we're going to do this with a majority vote that you cannot filibuster. They should just say, look, we're going to build that wall, and if we have 51 votes, we're going to do it. If we have to end the filibuster, we'll do it. Because the Democrats will filibuster.
Yeah. Well,
And the
but you know
only
what?
way-
You know how to
wait.
get the wall made is just say to the Democrats, "All right, let us build the wall, and we'll do infrastructure."
No, what they're going to fight. This is the bargaining chip. They want. Trump foolishly has thrown out the idea of making the DACA people liberal or legal. They're already liberal.
Already, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to make the DACA people legal citizens in return for the wall. And what I'm saying is he doesn't have to do that. Just say, look, we're going to do this on majority vote, and you can filibuster, but we'll overcome the filibuster, and we're just going to do it. I think the reason that they're not going to do that is because McConnell and Ryan are secretly in favor of illegal immigration, because their donors get cheap labor that way.
I don't know, but you know, I mean, the DACAs are not. I think there are what 680,000 of them.
I heard 800,000.
All right, but it's under 1 million.
Yeah, so I don't want another million Democrats in this country.
Well, I mean, you know what is feeding a lot of tens of thousands of Democrats into this country?
What?
Not fixing Puerto Rico so that they move to Florida and other nearby states, and they vote Democrat because they're pissed off that their island still has only, 65% power restored after 3, 4, 5 months.
Okay, well, if we need to help Puerto Rico, so
Anyway,
I'm
do you
happy to
think,
do it.
I don't know if we get infrastructure or not.
But fuck infrastructure. Fuck infrastructure. I'm trying to get some passion here. I'm telling you, I'm making a prediction. You
Okay.
said make a prediction.
All right, you predict the
I
wall.
am predicting 2018 will be the year of the wall. And the reason I'm predicting that is because Trump has turned out to be a man of his word. Everything he wanted to do, he has. Let's wrap it up for now.
All right, we'll come back.